Hey everybody! Well, we are out here and we are marking out the concrete for the third time because every time we mark it out, then they have to do something.
Oh, whoopsie daisy.
That didn't go as planned.
We're Dooglass and Esperanza. After seeing too many people in our lives taken before they could enjoy their lifetime of hard work, I left my engineering career and we sold our house and most of our belongings. Now we are starting a new adventure, building a resort in the magical town of Loreto in Baja California Sur, Mexico. We're putting everything on the line to make our dreams a reality so that we can live before we die.
We're trying to mock up the area so that we see that we have the concrete right, we have everything placed right. And the idea is there is 2 chairs, an umbrella, and a table on each of these pedals. And there's 4 pedals, one for each of the 4 villas that are going to be to start. And this is, of course, all around the pool area here. On the other side, we have the pool cabana, which is permanent. And we have more trees going in tomorrow. Let's get the big view. Go back here. There's the pool area. There'll be 4 sets. We've got 4 sets of all the stuff. And then the cabana over on this side. Well, I'm out here early this morning. It's like 6 a.m. and I am working on another project. New project. We were sitting watching TV. I saw these awesome kind of screens in a show, like there were screens at a resort in back of a private area, and I said, we've got to have those for our resort. So I went to the store. I bought a whole bunch of metal, and I am building these privacy screens to go in back of each of the little private areas by the pool. We are out here painting our privacy screens that I fabricated. We had already done one screen, which is down there. I'll show it to you when we put them all up. But we had already done one screen and painted the entire thing with rattle cans. But we have 3 more screens to go. It took like 6 rattle cans to do one screen, and it's really a pain to just use a rattle can to paint something this big. So up till now, I had been paying for these guys here that do metal work and painting to paint everything. So they painted everything in the garage, all the beams and all the posts and beams that are metal in the garage. They painted our big posts for our sunshade, but I paid them to paint the driveway gate. But they aren't cheap. They charge quite a bit for labor. So I have done quite a bit of painting before. I've done auto painting and auto restoration. So I had most everything I needed to paint with an air gun, except a compressor that I could paint with, because I'd gotten rid of my big compressor when we moved. A good sized double piston air compressor, and it doesn't have a huge tank on it, but I purposely got this size tank so it's lighter and I can put it in the Rhino and take it around the property if I need to paint around the property in different areas. So but it has the same 2-piston compressor on it that all the compressors in this line have. Has a nice 3 horsepower motor, and it produces 7.7 cubic feet per minute at 40 psi, 5.7 at 90. So that's enough to run my high pressure, low volume spray gun. And this thing cost me $736, I think. And it's Trooper. I've really come to like the Trooper line of tools here in Mexico. It's a Mexican line of tools, and their stuff is pretty darn good quality, and it's usually about 20 to 30% less than the equivalent tools. And I really think so far every tool I've gotten Trooper, I've gotten quite a few, like this bench grinders Trooper. I bought a Trooper chainsaw that's really nice. I think their tools are as good as the top brands in the US. So I would compare them to DeWalt or Milwaukee or a Bosch or a Makita from Japan or any of those top lines of tools. The Trooper is definitely up there and in that quality range. Basically, for the price of the last 2 jobs that I had done, I now have the air compressor. I probably would have paid $700 to paint these screens because there's a lot of painting in them. And so basically once this job's done, this thing's free. And then all the painting I do from now on, I'm basically getting it for free because I don't have to pay for the labor. So I wish I would have bought it before we did the posts and the gate, but I just didn't think that the labor was going to cost that much, and I didn't think that I was going to do that much painting down here. Look at all this. Are you having fun, Esperanza?
Yeah, Sugar's here with me.
Yeah, you got your supervisors here. Leo's over there supervising. We found this big giant rock here. It's really cool looking. When we were doing construction up here, it got dug up out of the ground, and we were like, that is an awesome landscape rock. We need to save that. So we saved it all this time, and now we need to use it way down by the pool down there. It's pretty heavy. I don't know how much it weighs. I can barely even just tip it over. So I decided to figure out a way to move it down there myself, because I like to do that kind of stuff. And it's Father's Day, so I'm trying to do something fun. And this was the most fun thing I could think of, is if I could get that rock down there by myself. So let's see if it'll work. Mexican style, I made a rock transportation cart, and we're gonna see how this works. Woo! That thing is heavy. Oh! Alright, let's see if this works. This is gonna be fun.
That looks so silly. Oh my goodness.
Got this stuff packed down so hard here.
What kind of rock do you think that is?
It's probably a big piece of concrete.
That would be hilarious.
We'll put it right here.
No, maybe you should turn it the other way. I'm joking.
It's been really hot. Even though it's like 5:30 in the morning, it's like 88 degrees out here. That's as low as it got last night. So I like to get started early. I usually get started by 3 or 4 this time of the year. This pool, it's going to be a cantilevered coping. So that means the concrete just is one monolithic piece and it hangs over the edge of the pool. Well, the problem is they weren't going to cantilever it. They were just planning on bringing the concrete up to the edge of the pool. And you can see it in some of the other videos I have that they put a form up that's right at the edge of the pool here. So the first problem with that is that they were planning on tiling all the way up to the surface of the concrete on the inside of the pool. And that may be all fine, but the problem there is that there is a joint right here between the concrete decking and this pool. And these are two huge monolithic structures that are not, they're connected by rebar and that's it. And that's not enough to keep it from cracking. And so the problem is you're going to get a crack along this edge. When you put a bunch of water in this pool, I've calculated that there's almost 100,000 pounds of water in this pool when it's filled. So that's a massive amount of weight. It was compacted and everything else, but is going to sink to some extent. Might sink a 1/16 of an inch, an 1/8 of an inch, and a 1/4 of an inch. It might tilt while it's sinking. That's all expected. You're going to form a crack along the edge of this pool where it meets the concrete decking, which will not sink when the pool sinks. It's almost guaranteed. And so the idea is you have to put that crack in a place where you want it, where you can easily repair it and hide it after it forms. So if the tile comes all the way up to this edge here, and this is already the concrete for the decking, it's going to crack somewhere down here on the edge of the tile. In the middle of the tile, and then you're going to end with a crack. That crack might open up a 1/4 of an inch, and the tile grout is a little tiny 1/8 of an inch thing. So now it would be super noticeable. So that's why they cantilever pool coping. The pool coping hangs over the edge of the pool, and there's two main reasons for that. One, to hide the crack that's going to form. The other reason is water splashing. If you have a bowl and you drop a big thing in it, a whole bunch of water splashes out of that bowl. And the same thing with negative infinity edge pools, where you don't have a lip at the edge of the pool. When you jump in there, a lot of water goes out. So on an infinity edge pool, you've got a big trough that's catching all the water that goes out. So it's not a big deal because you aren't losing that water. But in a regular pool like this, once the water gets out of the pool, it goes across the decking, goes into the ground, and you lose all that water. And without that edge, which makes a lip, so when the water comes up along the edge of the pool, when there's a wave, most of the water splashes back into the pool. And so not having that edge, anytime anybody jumps in the water, goes in the water, anything happens like that, a lot of water is going to come out of the pool, and there's nothing to catch it. So it all just gets wasted and lost, and you're going to be filling this pool a lot. Yesterday, I was trying to use wood to form up a form for this coping, this cantilever coping, because we don't have any forms here in town. They're pre-made, and they're really expensive anyways. That wood didn't work, so I went to the hardware store yesterday morning, and I decided, I found this 2-inch foam board. It actually comes in 4x8 sheets. There's one over there leaning against the the bathroom. I brought it back, cut it into 6-inch strips, which are bendable now, especially in the heat. And so we pulled off the wood that was there, and we lined the entire edge with this foam as a form. We're gonna put the wood back on. It'll come up and it'll form the face of the coping and the form for the concrete to go against. And that way we will get a 2-inch cantilevered coping around the entire edge of the pool. If we didn't do this now and we decided we wanted to do it afterwards, now you would have to cut all the way around this pool, cut down the thickness of the concrete, pull all that concrete out, do this exact thing here, and then re-pour it, and then that's a huge expense. So do it right the first time, and then you don't have to worry about it. Oh, by the way, they built a little cover over here. Now we have a cover that we're going to put over the pool in the summer here because it's so hot. If you don't, the water will get 100-some degrees, just from the sun. So, but they put this plastic cover up to cover them while they're working. And also, we can keep it up when they tile the pool because it's super hot. I mean, it's been near 100 every day, probably 40 to 55% humidity, and they are sitting in a brick oven basically. This big round thing collects the heat all day long, and they had to work down in there. So I was all for putting up this cover because it gives them some relief, especially in the afternoon after this thing is cooked in the sun all day. Literally, it's probably 125 degrees in there, and they're down there working all day long, so in the sun. So the cover definitely is a helpful thing. Thanks everybody for watching the video. I wanted to show you down here in the pool how this edge actually turned out. So you can see the edge turned out fantastic. We've got the lip underneath and the beautiful concrete all the way around. So all the hard work everybody put in really paid off. Our concrete pour turned out fantastic. I've been working on planting all around the patio here, and we are getting ready to put on the cool deck. So thanks everybody for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Notice all the screens here all installed. It's coming together here at Pufferfish Villas. So keep watching. We'll be putting up information on how to book as soon as we possibly can. We're hoping within a couple weeks to a month. So keep watching the videos. Whew, it's hot out here. It's like 100 today. And I've been working since 4 o'clock this morning. But I'm going to keep working to get the villas finished so you guys can come here and enjoy them when it cools down a little bit. All right, thanks for watching again. And never forget to live before you die.